Imagine waking up one day to the news that an alien spacecraft is approaching Earth. For decades, such an idea belonged to the realm of science fiction or conspiracy theories. But how would you react if we told you that there is a small chance this could be true? Not in the distant future, not in some hypothetical scenario, but right now. In July 2025, scientists from the Atlas telescope in Rio Huerta, Chile, discovered a strange object moving toward our planet at incredible speed. ATLAS is short for Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, a robotic astronomical observation and early warning system whose main task is to detect objects near Earth. There are currently 4 telescopes of this type in the world, 2 in Hawaii, 1 in South Africa, and 1 in Chile. As ominous as it sounds, it is not unusual for ATLAS to detect objects near Earth. In fact, according to their website fallingstar.com, since its inception in 2015, 1,267 asteroids near Earth have been detected, 112 of which have been identified as potentially dangerous. But just a few months ago, the strangest thing ever detected appeared on ATLAS's radar. A comet unlike anything astronomers have ever seen before. It was named 3I/Atlas is the first interstellar comet in 5 years, following 2I/Borisov in 2019 and the infamous IA/ʻOumuamua in 2017. According to most scientists, this is just another strange, hard-to-explain comet that happened to pass by our solar system. At first glance, nothing strange, probably no cause for concern, but some people disagree. A number of prominent scientists and independent researchers believe that what has been observed is more than just a cosmic object. Its strange trajectory, lack of a comet tail, and strange glow at the front make 3I/Atlas probably the strangest celestial body that has ever entered our solar system. Could 3I/Atlas be our first real encounter with extraterrestrials? At the time of this video's creation, the object is located just behind the Sun, about 670 million kilometers, 420 million miles from our planet. But since its gravity does not behave like that of a typical comet or asteroid, astronomers conclude that it does not orbit the Sun and therefore can only come from beyond the solar system. Estimates of its past trajectory suggest that it originated in another star system in the Milky Way, likely beginning its journey just as our galaxy was forming. If so, then 3I/Atlas may be a relic from the dawn of the Milky Way, a 10-billion-year-old cosmic body that makes it twice as old as the Sun. Apart from its current location, trajectory, and other such details, we know almost nothing about this object except that it is a comet. But it clearly does not behave like one, not at all. Unlike ordinary comets, 3I/Atlas does not exhibit some characteristics that are typical of them. For starters, it appears to have no comet tail. Although it passes close to the Sun, where volatile materials such as ice evaporate, it shows no tail. This means that there is little or no gas escaping from its surface. Even stranger, it appears to emit its own light, shining faintly from the front, almost like a pair of headlights. Comets are usually among the darkest objects in the solar system. Composed mainly of ice, rock, and dust, their surfaces reflect only a small fraction of sunlight, making them nearly invisible unless they pass close to the Sun. The glowing tail we see from comets is actually a small portion of sunlight reflected from their icy and dusty surfaces. However, 3I/Atlas does not seem to behave in this way. It has no tail, no haze, and no visible gas emissions, but instead emits a constant, directional light from its front end. It is also much larger than the first 2 comets that arrived in the past. Furthermore, its speed and trajectory are something we have never seen before, as it even maintains a fixed orientation for long periods of time. Even stranger is that, according to recent reports, the object appears to be slowing down the closer it gets to us. Radar data and light reflection also show a smooth metallic surface, which is unusual for a celestial body that is supposed to be composed of rocks. An intergalactic object with a surface that appears metallic glows from the front and moves as if it has a will of its own. Sounds like a spaceship, right? One professor thinks it's possible. Dr. Avi Loeb is a professor of science at Harvard University. An Israeli-American theoretical physicist, he also works in the fields of astrophysics and cosmology. He is the author of a number of bestsellers, including Extraterrestrial and Interstellar. Unlike many academics, Dr. Loeb is quite outspoken and open-minded about the possibility of extraterrestrial intelligence. For years, he has been calling for a more serious and scientific approach to the study of unidentified aerial phenomena and interstellar objects, urging his colleagues and the general public not to dismiss what could actually be explained. Dr. Loeb expresses regret at the current state of reluctance on the part of mainstream science to consider unconventional ideas, especially those related to unidentified aerial phenomena. He says that the physics community may have become too risk-averse to pursue new ideas, even if there is a chance they might be wrong. Becoming a scientist, he says, is the privilege of asking questions. Any questions are legitimate in science. Dr. Avi Loeb founded the Black Hole Initiative and the Galileo Project, the latter of which is designed to search for signs of extraterrestrial life in and around Earth. In 2023, he made headlines for leading an expedition to the Pacific Ocean, where his team retrieved 537 small metal spheres from the seabed, claiming they were remnants of a meteorite that fell in Papua New Guinea in 2014. According to Dr. Loeb, the spheres, whose unusual composition is not found anywhere on Earth or in other meteorite samples, could be fragments of alien technology. As expected, numerous articles and videos quoting scientists claim that this is nothing more than a hoax. However, Dr. Loeb responds that these spheres have been analyzed with state-of-the-art instruments in 3 independent laboratories, including the one at Harvard, and notes that it is strange for scientists who do not have access to their data to have such categorical opinions. Despite resistance from his colleagues and other skeptics, the doctor continues to express his ideas, fearlessly writing countless articles and essays, and participating in numerous podcasts and broadcasts. His latest focus, of course, is 3I/Atlas. On his Medium profile, he often posts news about the strange visitor from afar. In one of his essays, he shares that the discovery of an extraterrestrial artifact would shift humanity's priorities towards space exploration instead of focusing on conflicts here on Earth. Basically, if we suddenly realize that we are not alone, that there is someone out there, and that these beings, whatever they may be, could pose a threat to us, we might reevaluate our foolish priorities. The irony is that a visit from aliens could be our wake-up call from what we are currently doing. According to Dr. Loeb, there is a small but intriguing possibility that 3I/Atlas is actually a disguised mothership. It could be an interstellar ship capable of launching smaller probes to explore nearby planets or star systems. But why does it look like a comet? He suggests that it may have been created with very sophisticated technology that we are unaware of, designed to mimic natural celestial bodies as a form of camouflage. Of course, Dr. Loeb acknowledges that the idea is speculative. However, it is only through open investigation that we can make progress. What if it's not an alien spacecraft? The widely accepted theory at the moment is that 3I/Atlas is nothing more than an icy rock flying through space. Of course, this is strange, but considering how little we know about our universe, perhaps it is simply constructed differently. Perhaps, as other scientists believe, it is strange simply because it comes from another part of the galaxy, so different from ours that it is beyond our understanding. Perhaps it really is a remnant of the early days of the Milky Way, which will hopefully give us an insight into that time. The study of 3I/Atlas may be our window into understanding aspects of our mysterious universe. If it is a comet, we can all breathe a sigh of relief when it reaches its closest point to our planet and passes us by without incident. We must remind you that everything related to this object is still in the process of development. There are many things we do not know. The small, insignificant possibility that this is an artificial object could change everything we know about our place in the universe. Our wildest suspicions may turn out to be true. For decades, there have been countless UFO sightings around the world. There are recordings made by pilots, radar operators, and even the military. There are videos, declassified documents, and testimonies from reliable witnesses describing aircraft that violate the known laws of physics. Objects that accelerate instantly, make sharp turns at impossible speeds, and disappear without a trace. Perhaps extraterrestrials have always been there, but we have simply refused to see them. With governments and space agencies currently keeping suspiciously quiet, it's hard not to wonder if 3I/Atlas is more than what we're being told. Some have even begun to question the authenticity of images captured by the James Webb Space Telescope, the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, and other powerful telescopes, suggesting that the data provided to the public seems strangely incomplete or heavily filtered. Now that the US government is extending its indefinite shutdown, including for NASA, people are becoming even more suspicious. Do space agencies around the world, which have the power to investigate this with their vast resources, modern equipment, and classified information, know something we don't? Or are we just being paranoid and trying to fill the silence with fear and speculation? But did you know that many years ago there was another planet like ours? It looked exactly like what we call our home today. At some point, however, something went wrong, and now it is one of the most inhospitable planets. Could a similar fate befall us? What went wrong, and how does this affect the future of our planet? Find out in the video on the left.